Hello everyone, welcome back to English Classroom, and here this is Ken Patil. In this video, I am going to tell you about 5 criteria which are used to consider an action as moral action. With the help of these 5 criteria, we can decide whether the action is moral or not. So let's discuss those 5 criteria. Before going to those 5 criteria, let's read the question once. What are the different principles or 5 criteria that make an act a moral one, as told by M.K. Gandhi? Here is the answer. The first criteria: it must spring from one's own will. We must act like a machine. Here, Gandhiji gave an example of a king who pardoned a culprit. We can consider that action as moral. That decision came from his own will. That's why that is a moral action. But the action of the messenger is not considered as moral action because simply he is carrying that message. But we can consider his action as moral if we consider it as his duty. The next criteria is it should have been done without compulsion or fear. Here Gandhiji gave another example. There is no morality whatever in my act if I rise early out of the fear that if I am late for my office, I may lose my situation. Here Gandhiji gave one more example. If an employer increases the salary of his employees lest they may leave his company, then that action cannot be considered as moral action. Let's move on to the third criteria. It should have been done with the intention to do good. The doer of the action should have good intention. Whatever the action we are doing, the intention of that action should be good. Then only we can consider that action as a moral action. Here Gandhiji said that 2 men may have done exactly the same thing, but the act of one may be moral and that of the other the contrary. Take for instance, a man who out of great pity feeds the poor and another who does the same but with the motive of winning prestige or with some such selfish end. Though the action is the same, the act of the one is moral and the other action is non-moral. Here Gandhiji said that we can consider Alexander as a great person, but we cannot consider him as moral person because all his actions only have the intention to win name and fame. That's why those actions are not moral actions. The fourth criteria: there should be no self-interest behind it. It means that whatever the action we are doing, we must not expect some benefits from that action. Then only we can consider that action as a moral action. Otherwise, we cannot consider that action as moral action. Here, Gandhiji quoted William Shakespeare's words, "Love born out of the profit motive is no love." The final criteria is an action should not done with the expectations of benefit in the life after death. It is very similar to fourth criteria. According to Gandhiji, our actions which are prompted by comfort and personal happiness in another world is non-moral. And also he told that action is moral which is done only for the sake of doing good. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video will help you to understand the 5 criteria properly. So let's meet in next video. Until, take care and keep learning.